The air bites shrewdly. It is very cold. It is nipping an eager air. What hour now? I think it lacks of 12. No, it is struck. Indeed, I heard it not. It then draws near the season, where the spirit held his wont to walk.
What does this mean, my lord?
The king doth wake tonight, and takes his rouse, keeps wassail, and the swaggering upspring reels. And as he drains his draughts of Rhenish down, the kettle drum and trumpet thus bray out the triumph of his pledge.
Is it a custom?
Marry isn't, but to my mind, for I am native here and to the manor born, it is a custom more honored in the breach than the observance. This heavy-headed revel east and west makes us traduced and taxed of other nations. They club us drunkards, and with Swinish phrase soil our addiction. And indeed, it takes from our achievements. Through performed at height, the pith and marrow of our attribute. So, oft it chances in particular men, that for some vicious mole of nature in them, as in their birth, wherein they are not guilty, by their o'ergrowth of some complexion, oft breaking down the pales and force of reason, or by some habit, that too much o'erleavens the form of plausive manners, that these men, carrying, I say, the stamp of one defect, being nature's livery and fortune's star, his virtues else, by they are pure as grace, as infinite as man may undergo, shall in the general censure take corruption from that particular fault. The dram of evil doth all the noble substance often doubt to his own scandal. Look, my lord, it comes! It beckons you to go away with it, as if it some impartment did desire, to you alone. Look with what courteous action it waves you to a more removed ground, but do not go with it. No, by no means. I will not speak, then I will follow it. Do not, my lord. Why? What shall be the fear? I do not set my life at a pin's fee. And for my soul, what can it do to that? Being a thing immortal as itself, it waves me faith again. I'll follow it. What if it tempt you towards the flood, my lord, or to the dreadful summit of the cliff that beetles o'er his base into the sea, and there assumes some other horrible form, which might deprive your sovereignty of reason, and you draw into madness? Think of it. The very place puts tears of desperation without more motive into every brain that looks so many fathoms to the sea and hears it roar beneath. It waves me still. I'll follow thee. You shall not go, my lord. Hold off your hands. My fate cries out and makes each petty attire in thy body as hardly as the numined lion's nerve. Still I am called. Unhand me, gentlemen. By here I'll make a ghost of him, and that lets me. I say away. Go on, I'll follow thee. He waxes desperate with imagination. Let's follow. 'Tis not fit thus to obey him. Have after. To what issue will this come? Something is rotten in the state of Denmark. Heaven will direct it. Nay, let's follow him. Angels and ministers of grace defend us. Be thou a spirit of health or goblin damned. Bring with these airs from heaven and blast from hell, by thy intent wicked and charitable. Thou comest is such a questionable shape, that I will speak to thee. I will call thee Hamlet, king, father, royal Dane. Oh, answer me. Let me not burst in ignorance, but tell why the canines' bones, pierced in death, have burst their excrements, why their sepulchre, wherein we saw thee quiet interned, hath opt his ponderous and marble jaws, to cast thee up again. Why may this mean, that thou, dead corse, again in complete steel, revisits thus the glimpse of the moon, making night hideous, and we fools of nature, so horridly to shake our disposition, with thoughts beyond the reaches of our souls? Say, why is this? Wherefore? What should we do? Whither will thou lead me? Speak, I'll go no further.
Mark me.
I will.
My hour's almost come, when I to sulphurous and tormenting flames must render up myself.
Alas, poor ghost.
Pity me not, but lend thy serious hearing to what I shall unfold.
Speak, I am bound to hear.
So art thou to revenge when thou shalt hear.
What?
I am thy father's spirit, doomed for a certain term to walk the night, and for the day confined to fast in fires.
Till the foul crimes done in my days of nature
are burnt and purged away. But that I am forbid to tell the secrets of my prison house. I could a tale unfold whose lightest word would harrow up thy soul, freeze thy young blood, make thy 2 eyes like stars start from their spheres. They nodded and combined locks to part, and each particular hair to stand on end, like quills upon the fretful porcupine. But this eternal blazon must not be to ears of flesh and blood.
List, list, oh list.
If thou didst ever thy dear father love,
Oh God.
Revenge his foul and most unnatural murder.
Murder?
Murder most foul, as in the best it is, but this most foul, strange and unnatural.
Haste me to know it, that I with wings as swift as meditation, or the thought of love may sweep to my revenge.
I find thee apt, and duller shouldst thou be than the fat weed that roots itself in ease on Lethe wharf. Wouldst thou not stir in this? Now, Hamlet, hear. 'Tis given out that sleeping in my orchard a serpent stung me, so the whole ear of Denmark is by a forged process of my death, rankly abused. But now, thy noble youth,
The serpent that did sting thy father's life, now wears his crown.
Oh, my prophetic soul. My uncle?
That incestuous, that adulterous beast, with witchcraft of his wit, with traitorous gifts.
O wicked wit, and gifts that have the power so to seduce one to his shameful lust, the will of my most seeming virtuous queen.
O Hamlet, what a falling off was there!
From me, whose love was of that dignity that it went hand in hand even with the vow I made to her in marriage, and to decline upon a wench whose natural gifts were poor to those of mine.
But virtue, as it never will be moved.
Though lewdness court in a shape of heaven, so lust, though to a radiant angel linked, will sate itself in a celestial bed and prey on garbage. But soft, methinks I scent the morning air. Brief let me be, sleeping within my orchard, my custom always of the afternoon. Upon my secure hour thy uncle stole, with juice of cursed Lebanon in a vial, and in the porches of my ears did pour the leprous distilment, whose effect holds such an enmity with blood of a man, that swift as quicksilver it courses through the natural gates and alleys of the body, and with a sudden vigor it doth possess and curd, like eager droppings into milk, the thin and wholesome blood. So did it mine, and most instant tether barked about, most laser-like, with vile and loathsome crust all my smooth body.
Thus was I, sleeping by a brother's hand, of life, of crown, of queen at once dispatched, cut off even in the blossoms of my sin.
Unhoused, disappointed, unannealed, no reckoning made, but sent to my account
with all my imperfections on my head. Oh horrible, oh horrible, most horrible.
If thou hast nature in thee, bear it not. Let not the royal bed of Denmark be a couch for luxury and damned incest. But howsomever thou pursuest this act, taint neither thy mind, nor let thy soul contrive against thy mother aught. Leave her to heaven, and to those thorns that in her bosom lodge, to prick and sting her. Fare thee well at once. The glowworm shows the matin to be near. It begins to pale his ineffectual fire.
Adieu, adieu, adieu.
Remember me.
Oh, all you host of heaven. O earth, what else? And I shall couple hell? O fee, hold, hold my heart. And you, my sinews, grow not instant old, but bear me stiffly up. Remember thee? Thou poor ghost, while memory holds a seat in thy distracted globe, remember thee. Yeah, from the table of my memory, I'll wipe away all trivial found records, all saws and books, all forms, all pressures past, that young in observation copied there, and thy commandment all alone shall live within the book and volume of my brain, unmixed with baser matter, yes, by heaven. O most persistent woman, O villain, smiling damned villain, my tables, meet it is I set down, that one may smile, and be a villain. At least I am sure it may be in Denmark. So uncle, there you are. Now to my word, it is. Adieu, adieu, remember me. I have sworn.